In the first of the greenhouses past the entranceway, the crowds have thinned a lot for the train show. There's still people. And there's a red flowered ruella here, Ruella chartacea, I think it is. And it's a winter bloomer, very nice. There's an acanthaceae of some sort. Which genus, who knows? I'd have to find the tag. This is all New World vegetation. That's what they specialize here at NYBG in. And this is Dichoranda or something like Dichorisandra. Yeah, it's related to like Tradescantia. There's a nice blue flower there. And there's another ruella there, which actually can be a bit weedy at times, if I recall. And there's this little ground cover acanthaceae thing, which you see as a house plant quite a lot. They're giving a name of Pulvericoma poliana, which I never knew its name, but I've seen it around. There's another one here with a yellow flower, and it's got some striping on the leaves as well. On some of the leaves, there's gingers here, a spiral ginger of some sort. And there's other gingers here. There's epiphytes mounted to the trees along with Spanish moss. We've got a big tree there. I'm not sure if that's one I grew from seed. I know a guy brought back seed from like Central America when I worked here, and I grew out a couple of them. It looked like a little McDonald's hamburger sprouting. Like the two cotyledons were like buns and the leaves coming out, and it might have been that tree, I'm not sure. It's an odd tree. It shows what we call cauliflowery. And there's fruits being produced, and you see they're produced right on the stem. It's a little hard to see with the humidity in here. Let me try and get a better shot there. And it's hard to see, but there's little flower buds up along there. This is characteristic of a lot of tropical trees in rainforests. They'll produce like buds and flowers off the woody stems, which chocolate will do that actually, the cocoa tree, which they do have here. I think that's a little further down. And then there's bromeliads mounted on the tree. There's my wife Grace and Karen, our friend. And we can see many other things here. There's, a giant palm leaf, that's massive. They had to cut it, it was too big. So this, I don't know if this is one of the rattan palms, but I think they're Asian. Because there's climbing ones in Asia, but this is not climbing. It's just got ginormous leaves. There's a name on it. It's, let's see what that guy is. Atalaya amygdalina. Don't remember that plant being here. There's more things here. Nice arrowheads, which of course are flavor of the moment among the houseplant enthusiasts. We've got this huge, supposed to be a fallen tree, but with epiphytes on it. It's made of fiberglass and was painted up because I remember that from when I was here. They set it up when the conservatory was redone in the 90s. They've got some little orchids here. These are Dendrobium species or hybrid chocolate chip. Probably one of the things the Hawaiians bred, or the Taiwanese. There's more stuff planted here, bananas, and a lot of greenery, which you would see more in tropical rainforest than actual flowers in many cases, compared to some other vegetation types. There's a vanilla vine there, that's an orchid, and they do have a little sign about it here. And you can see the vanilla vine crawling up into the trees. I don't see any flowers yet, but it's the seed pod that you make the vanilla from, the real vanilla. Though they can manufacture it from wood pulp using chemical processes. But the real stuff is the better stuff. There's some other trees here. I think that might be the chocolate tree coming up. Is this it, or is it? No, it's in the next house. This thing's got loaded with epiphytes that they strung up on it. Is this the cacao tree? I'm trying to remember. It's been a while. No, this is Bixia. That's a spice. Annatto. Yeah, that's so common in like Latin American foods, Caribbean foods. So we would make these little like bright orange things that are cooked, spice up food. The chocolate tree's here. We're going into the other house now, which has a walkway to the higher up if you want to go. There's bromeliads here, there's gingers, heliconias. Actually, there's a heliconia over there, not a ginger. Nice red flowered one here. Let's see what this guy is. Nice looking. It's Heliconia Angusta Holiday, so it's a horticultural selection. I can see why it's named Holiday. It's blooming on the holidays and it's red and white. And we have another giant tree up here. The chocolate tree is somewhere around here if I remember correctly. But this is a thing in the Malvaceae. Pavonia cauliflora. So it has like the flowers along the stem. I think some people might grow it as a houseplant. I'm not entirely sure why. It's not that attractive compared to like, hibiscus or something, but to each their own. And there's the stairwell. There's the trunk over there of the supposed fallen tree, the buttress trunk. You can see just the corner of it there. That's also made of fiberglass, and then they roughed it up a little bit, painted it or whatever, and put some plants on it to grow, so it looks like a real wooden thing that was whatever. Oh, here's cacao. This is the Aromia cacao, the chocolate tree. There it is. Oh, and there's an actual fruit on it. They put a cage around it probably to prevent people from running off with it. But the chocolate seeds are in there, the beans that they make the chocolate out of. And it makes tiny little flowers, masses of them along the trunk when it's ready to do so. But obviously somebody hand-pollinated that, or maybe a mosquito did it. So yeah, there's more stuff here. We'll take a look at the stairwell here. And maybe we'll take a walk up and look down. Oh, there's a coriander with the nice red. Oh, let me bring that in. That's a powder puff plant, they call it. It's really pretty, tropical, very common in the tropics. We'll take a walk up the stairs and see what's there. Oh, hold on, my dear wife. We are going to take it for the video. Okay, so my wife and my friend are here, and they're not, I'm doing a video I'm probably going to put up on my channel. So yeah, oh, they put some Christmassy or holidaysy lights in here too, and there goes Random Child. Yeah, so up here it's sort of like the idea that the forest is in a canopy. Tropical rainforest is a canopy situation, and each canopy layer has its own species of epiphytes, butterflies, birds, and whatnot. And at the top, you get more into the light. Oh, here we see layer upon layer. This would be a good thing to show my AP environmental science students. Okay, how we have all these different layers of the tropical rainforest. The emergent layer, which is the tallest trees popping out above the rest of the tree tops. Canopy layer is lower down, but is the general tree tops. Then there's the understory layer, which is where light becomes a factor. And so plants that are there have to be adapted to shade. And definitely the forest floor, same thing. The soils are poor nutrients because of rapid decomposition under moist, wet conditions that are often warmish, in the lowland rainforest at least. So the soils are actually relatively poor in nutrients. That's often a reddish clay kind of a soil. But yeah, so this shows it nicely here in this educational sign. And here we can see there's the tree trunk again, the so-called buttress trunk. We'll get a better view from here. The aroids have grown on it over the years, so it's really getting covered up pretty well. And again, it was made of fiberglass. You can see like where the tree was supposed to have torn away under those palm tree leaves. But it's all fake. It's just, designed to show the what a fallen tree in the rainforest would be like. It would naturally be covered with epiphytes and aroids and whatnot growing up it, and they've really taken off, because I remember when they first put in, they just put little tiny philodendrons there, whatever, and now look at the size of these things. There's one there that's supposed to be like 20 feet tall. So they've grown a lot in recent years. And we can see some other random vines here. This is an Aristolochia, which would be really cool if it was in bloom, because they have really weird flowers that look like little horns or buckets. I don't see any on it, and I don't know which species it is. Maybe in summer it'll bloom. And this is an epiphytic cactus. There are cacti that are rainforest, so it's a ripsalis most likely, and I do see fruit on it. So it has these white fruits that would be spread by birds. Berries indicate bird dispersal of the seeds, and this would grow in the treetops. There's lots of different ripsalis, and actually I planted a nice group of them here, different kinds. So you can see they look different in terms of texture, and they are also generally not very spiny, not like their desert brethren. There's a weirdo plant here. This is Psilotum. This probably came up on its own. It's got these weird sporangia on the some of them. Let me get this piece down here. Yeah, those little green knobby things. I don't even know if we can really see them. Oh, there they are. Yeah, those green knobby things are sporangium. Some people propose that it was actually an ancient plant. Maybe that predates ferns, but it's more likely a thing that came from ferns, although it looks a lot superficially like what early plants may have looked like, with its dichotomous branching, no true leaves, and spore capsules or sporangia on it. And again, this is like Ripsalis Alley here. They planted more Ripsalis. This is one in flower. So Ripsalis in general in bloom do not exactly match the desert cacti, which are much prettier. But then again, you don't have the spininess on most of them. If they are spiny, it's modest compared to what a desert cactus would. Here's another vine. Not sure what this is. It's not, I don't think it's an aroid. No. So I'm not entirely sure what this is. It's not blooming, which makes it even harder to identify it. There's another large tree there. And there's all kinds of vegetation, palms and whatnot. Here's an aroid here, an anthurium. It's got the textured leaves. These are kind of hot now, and among plant collectors of the younger generations, there's a flower about to come out. It'll have a little thing sticking out. Oh, there's a mature one right there. Yeah, so you have like a spath, a spadix they call, I think this thing is, and the male flowers are on top and the females are on the bottom. And if you're lucky, you get red berries or something with fruit in it. With seeds in the fruit, actually, the little red berries. But they tend to make good houseplants, and so they're quite popular along with their cousins, the philodendrons, these days. And monsteras, like that thing growing up on the fake tree here. You can see they really do a good job, actually, of making it look like wood here. But again, it's fiberglass. And things have grown up a lot since I worked here in the 90s. Some things have disappeared. Some things have gotten bigger. They planted a few new things. And it's changed a lot. But we'll be looking at other houses too, especially the desert houses, which is what I would be most familiar with since I was in charge of the arid plant collection. When I did work here as a curator, before I went back to high school teaching. And it was an interesting time. I learned a lot. But for financial reasons and other reasons, I deemed it better to get a job back in high school teaching. And it pays better, it has a pension, and and I do like people. Working in Botanical Garden, there's some really nice people you meet, but there's also some strange ones. And not everybody who works in plants likes people. I do. This is an ancient type of cactus, or it looks like what an ancient one might have looked like. This is Paraskeia. They can grow in forests, they can grow in dry areas, but you see the cacti spines. But they have leaves and often pretty flowers in this genus. But they resemble a lot what the ancient cacti must have looked like before they adapted the globose body structure and spines of desert protection. You can see the spines, the groups of spines. Here they come in twos, it seems, for this species. This might be Bleo, I'm not sure which one it is. It could be grandiflora. Oh, there's a tag on it. All NYBG plants that are accessioned have tags on them, or should have. This came from one George Brinkley Jr., who I do not know that person. It's Paraskeia aculeata, not an uncommon species, and they got it in 2003, or at least it got accessioned in 2003. I would actually put that in a more arid area than this, with brighter light for maximum flower production. Most of the Paraskeias come from dry forest or open areas where it would be dry at times. And then they have to remind people, not to cut the trees, because idiots carve them and put their initials in there and whatnot. So, you always have people that are going to be doing stupid things and damaging the plants. And so they put signs there to please encourage people to not do such things and let the plants do their thing. Oh, there's a cool cactus. That's one of the epiphytic ones that grows flat. Solenocerius, maybe? I forget what the genus is, but this would have a nice white flower if it bloomed, and it's doing very well. I don't think it's one of the easier ones to grow. But again, I'm a little... don't really remember a lot about the jungle cacti as much as I know about the other ones. This looks like a passiflora here with this leaf, but I don't see any flowers on it. Passifloras would tend to like more sun to bloom. There's another astrolochi here, the same one I think we saw before. Some black water there. And there's some people coming up, and my wife and friend are there waiting for the weird plant guy to come down. And so this is one of the tropical American houses, and then we're going to go move into a house that has a pool in it later on.